Hello, I am Carrie Voiles. I am a mom of three. My husband is a firefighter who works long hours, is away from home a lot, and I am a fifth grade teacher. I also love makeup and skincare. So that is why I am a Saint artist. Saint has some amazing makeup and some amazing skincare. So I wanted to show you guys some of the magic of Saint, whether you are already hands-on experiencing the magic yourself or you're a little bit interested. Stay tuned because I am going to kind of go over some of my favorite things about Saint. First of all, Saint is super easy. I have a very packed schedule, especially in the morning. It's a little crazy. I like to sleep as much as I can. So that means when I get up in the morning and apply my makeup, I want it to be fast. I want it to be simple, but I also want it to look good. So what if I told you that all of my makeup comes in one little compact, no matter how small or how big? I could even take this and a brush and do my makeup in the car, if somebody else is driving, of course. So I am going to show you guys. So I have actually already done my makeup. So again, one of my favorite things is it's fast, it's easy, and it's simple, and everything is right here. That's gonna save me time. It's also, I don't have a ton of stuff just laying around. I know before Saint, I would have bottles of this and bottles of that, and it seemed like I could never find exactly what I needed, and I just wasted pointless minutes. And minutes add up, especially when you're a mom and you're a working mom. Whether you're a stay-at-home working mom or you're an actual go out and work, let's be honest, we should all get a pay cut for being, not a pay cut, we should all get money for being moms. Anyways, I'm getting myself sidetracked. So what I love is everything is in this compact, and you can buy larger compacts for your collection or smaller ones to make it even more simple, but everything is right here. It even comes with a mirror, so if I needed to do my makeup or do touch-ups on the go, it's right here. This is my palette that I use every single day. It is very well loved. Probably needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but it's fine. So I am gonna kind of show you very simply, and hopefully pretty quickly, the magic. There are two different lines that Saint has. We have what's called color correctors, and they're called Demi. And you can use these as a standalone product, or you can use them in conjunction with our highlights and our contours and all that. So I typically do use a combination, but for today's purposes, I have only used my contours from Saint and my highlights. Also, what else I love about Saint is it is a cream product, and it's going to be very hydrating, especially in the wintertime. If your skin is anything like mine, it is so dang dry. So having a product sitting on my face all day that is providing moisture to my face and hydrating it is going to be super important. So I already have my makeup on. It is a very light application. You can do a more full coverage if that is your thing, but I always suggest starting out with Saint. Go less is more. I see some of these like TikTok videos where people are just like pouring on and using layers and layers of makeup, and it's taking away from your natural beauty. And I get it, there's a time and a place to really glam it up, but for an everyday look, we don't need to go that crazy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you what is underneath Saint. So again, I have my full coverage. Well, not full coverage, but it's a very light coverage, but my whole entire face has makeup on it, from my eyes to my forehead, down to my jawline. And I have very red skin. I don't know if it's rosacea. It doesn't burn, it doesn't do any of that, what I've kind of seen, but when I just swipe that one swipe away, you're gonna see some stuff happening. It is not a texture issue, so that is not like a bunch of acne or anything. It's just redness. And obviously, as I am wiping this away. It is going to be a little bit more red for the first little bit of this, but I am going to just take my makeup off in this little section, just so you can see my true beauty here. If this isn't love, I don't know what is. So as I'm using this little Saint remover wipe, which I love, makes a great gift and great for travel. This is me, no filter. I feel like I'm doing one of those little filter videos. And I'm totally okay. I am totally 100% with what I'm seeing because it's me. This side of my face is still me. It's just a little bit better. So I'm gonna let this dry, and I'm going to very quickly show you how I will add product to this side of my face and get rid of all of this. So this is underneath this. I am almost 41 years old. I will be 41 on December 1st. And my skin isn't perfect. My skin isn't horrible, but it definitely has some issues going on. But again, it is as smooth as like a baby's butt. I take care of my skin nightly, every morning. This is not breakouts. So anybody out there can tell me what it is or tell me some advice other than, you know, covering it with makeup, but how can I help with that? So, okay, here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you on a typical day what I do to my face to get from this to this. I sometimes use the color correctors and that's it. Sometimes I use All Saint and that's it. Sometimes I use a little combination. Just all depends. Again, for today's purposes, I'm only using our Saint colors. So those ones that are closest to the camera. I am going to use a color, and when I do this, I'm not using a ton of product. I am going to go in with one of my favorite brushes, and I'm just going to pick up this product that I love using as a primer color, as well as a color corrector. It is going to be the product Aspen, and Aspen is actually one of our contour shades, but it's so light that, I mean, you would have to be like super fair complected to actually use it as an actual contour. So what I am doing is I'm just kind of going back in that area that I just wiped all my makeup off, and I'm just using a very thin layer. And this is just going to be a very good base to build my makeup on. And it's also kind of covering that redness. Do you see how it's not as red? It's magic. And I recommend this shade for a ton of people. Now, if I'm around the house and not doing a whole lot of stuff, I will be completely honest, I usually don't wear makeup like on the weekends. But sometimes, like if my skin's really crazy, flared up, I will just use Aspen and that's it. Or if I'm gonna make a quick dash to the store, I don't really need to put on a bunch of makeup. That's not who I am, even though I'm a makeup artist. Sometimes I'll just use Aspen or whatever. Okay, so after I do that, I like to go in with this brush. And if you're interested in these brushes, let me know. I kind of suck at some of these names, but this one is our detail brush. And you can kind of use your fingers, but I want to lift my face. And again, I have pretty good bone structure thanks to my grandma Hermie. The Held family has some amazing bone structure in our genetics, but I have some really poofy cheeks. So I like to help my bone structure stand out a little bit because that's going to lift my face. So you never want to like really bring that down. And as you're blending, you want to kind of blend that color up. And you can go as light as you want with this color, or you can make it more intense. So like if you were going out, you might want to make, you know, that a little bit more intense. And you can also use this around your hairline, and I did that earlier, and it's just going to kind of help brighten the inner part of your face and just bring shape to it. I also know some people like your hairline, like you might have a little bit of thinning or whatever. I know a lot of people use some of our darker colors to help kind of fill that in. I know there's products out there for that, but another thing I love about Saint is the multi-purpose use of this makeup. And I also, off camera, did my nose. And you can also do like your lips. And you can make them more pouty and full. So if I apply this contour shade and just kind of soften that line up, there you go. Now, I'm not wanting to transform my face like some of the TikTok videos I've seen where like you can't even recognize the person without their makeup or with their makeup. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? And they're beautiful women, so I'm not putting them down at all, but at the end of the day, when I take my makeup off, I want it to look like me. So I'm just making a little bit of a better me with makeup. And that's just a personal opinion. So, okay, so I've got my primer on, my color corrector, I've got my contour on. Now I'm gonna go in and just kind of cover up that shade a little bit more, or not shade, this spot a little bit more. So this is my main shade, and everybody's gonna be different on their main shade. It's going to be what is going to best match your skin. So this shade for me is really, really close to my actual skin tone. And it's going to have some of these pigments in them that is also going to help color correct. So even if I didn't get that aspen down that I had just used, this shade is also going to provide that coverage, which I love. Also, our contour does as well. So what I do, just because I have so much redness, is I applied the thinnest of layers, and I just am going over that entire part of my face. Now, if you don't have a lot of discoloration in your face, you probably don't have to. You would just stick to like your jawline, and maybe in just some little areas, like along your jawline and maybe on the outside of your face a little bit, because you want to have the inner part of your face a little bit more bright. So I'm going to flip this brush around and I'm going to go in. I like using 3 colors because with 3 colors, I don't have to shade up in the summertime. I don't have to shade down in the wintertime. I have all 3 colors all year round, and I can mix and blend to totally customize exactly what I need or what I want. Being almost 41, I do have to be really careful of applying product around my eyes. If I apply too much product, it is going to definitely show texture, and that's not what we want. So just very, very lightly, I went in the inner part of my eyes and the outer part of my eyes. And this is our 3D brush, which is a great starter brush. If you are new to Saint or will be new to Saint, or you haven't yet gotten any of our brushes. This is also another one of my brushes, the blush and bronzer. It's just so fluffy. I think of Despicable Me, that little girl. It's so fluffy, I'm gonna die, with the unicorn. I really don't use this many brushes, but okay, sometimes I do. I love this other end of our detail brush because it's so soft and it really gets up into little tight spaces. So I want to make sure that that's all blended out. And something really cool, if you really wanted to create lift around your eye, just put a little bit more right on that outer corner and drag it up, if you guys can see that, and then blend out that bottom just very lightly. I didn't do that over here, but if you watch, so there's another thing. There's so many different tricks and strategies to create different looks. And that's another reason I love this makeup. And everything is cream, so everything is going to blend. So if you went out of order, there's really no order, guys. You can totally do what you want to do. And some days I do it all out of my normal order and it's still fine. One of the best tools that I like for finalizing my look is using my ring finger very, very gently. I go around my eyes because they move the most, so they're naturally going to, makeup is going to crease there the most. And that's just the way it is. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. And I know that's very natural right there, but that bothers me sometimes. So sometimes I like to go in with another brightening product and apply it right there and blend that out. And I'll show you what that product here is in a minute. So it may look like I'm 16 minutes into this and I'm still messing with my makeup. Well, one, it doesn't really take me that long in the morning when I'm not doing a video and talking through each little step. It typically takes me like 10-15 minutes to do my makeup, depending if I get interrupted by my children or my dog or my husband. But I'm not applying a ton of makeup at all. Like I don't feel like I have a bunch of heavy makeup on. I can still see like the natural luminosity, that inner glow of my skin. So that last product that I just added is actually a demi color. It is a BG1, I think. It's like a blue-green one. So it's going to work well with red or blue undertones, which is in a lot of my face. And sometimes I'll even take this brush and just go over. And I know I'm going to put blush there, but sometimes I don't know, sometimes that bothers me that that's so red, and I do this before. So you can put that color corrector under or over, totally customizable. Okay, another thing I love about Saint is we have so many different choices for lips and cheeks, and it's the same all-in-one product. It also works great on your eyes for an eyeshadow. Super, super awesome. Speaking of eyeshadows, we have lots. I also have another bigger compact, but my daughter gets into it, so it's really dirty, so I'm not going to show you that. But we have, I don't even know how many eyeshadows, so many different eyeshadows, and they are powders. We do have several that are creams, and they are really awesome as well. I was going to do something. Oh, I've got to finish my lips and my cheeks. So going with lips and cheeks, we have so many that are available year round, but something that Saint has started this year that I absolutely love, and it's so much fun, is they do a lip and cheek of the month. So sometimes they are colors that were discontinued. Sometimes they are brand new colors, but they're only available for that month. So you kind of have to make sure you act fast. Some of them do sell out before the end of the month, and then you're just out of luck unless they come back another time. I'm hoping that Saint keeps this up for next year, because I think it has been really, really fun and exciting for every beginning of the month to know that there's some new color out there, and I love collecting all of them. The one that I use today is November's shade of the month, and this is probably one of our top colors. Even though it's only usually available around Christmas time, she is ever red, and I know it looks really, really intense, but does it look that scary on my lips or on my cheeks? Absolutely not. You can build it up. You can apply less, so just a little bit of a hint of a color. But those of you that, and it is a gloss, so it's not like it's going to be this crazy dark color from the get-go, but you can definitely blend it and layer it to be more. But if you are into Saint and you've done Black Cherry, I know Black Cherry is super, super intense and scary, but once you get it on, it's beautiful. This is like, to me, Black Cherry's older sister. It's a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more moody, and she's only available to November 30th. So if you want this shade, you need to get it, because it is, I've been an artist almost 3 years, I believe, and this is the first time I've ever been able to get her. So super, super rare to have her still around. So grab her before she's gone. And actually on my birthday, December 1st, Saint will come out with a brand, well, not maybe brand new, maybe like an old favorite, but there will be a new shade of the month. So make sure you have your notifications on, you're part of my group. Notifications on. I'm getting tongue-tied here, but because I will update you on that. So hopefully this helped. You can see the magic of Saint, and if you are super interested in getting color matched, reach out to me, and enjoy the weekend.